Hello again, everybody. This week's Common Ground episode will be about the intersection of religion and politics. Perhaps that seems slightly ambiguous on face, so allow me to unpack what I mean. I'm talking about how religion can be used to justify specific political proposals, not a system like Sharia law, for example. This issue, perhaps seemingly outdated, as the US is clear that there is a separation between church and state, is actually surprisingly relevant for a discussion today. As proof, look at the abortion debate. Many religious Republicans argue against abortion, and at least part of their contention centers around religion. For example, they argue that the Bible is against abortion. I'm not going to take a stance on what the Bible does or does not say. I'm merely describing a situation. Some Democrats counter this by arguing that the Bible is not anti-abortion, but nevertheless the point still stands. People still occasionally invoke religion to discuss politics. Another example is gay marriage, as some argue that the Bible opposes homosexuality. Plus, many politicians are religious and often invoke religious rhetoric. For example, the Republicans have deeply religious Vice President Mike Pence. The Democrats also have some religious politicians, such as presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg, who actually is the inspiration for this video. He was recently discussing religion and politics and said that God is no political party. However, I want to launch my discussion of how common ground exists on this issue. Let's begin with some statistics. According to Pew Research, around 3/4 of the country is religious, and nearly all of those who are religious are some sect of Christianity. Next, according to a Pew Research survey, around 3/4 of Americans believe that religious influence on the U.S. is decreasing, and just under half of those surveyed said that places of worship should officially take a stance on certain political issues. Now, with those stats in mind, here's the hard but crucial truth we're finding common ground. Ignore this. We simply cannot have religion with politics. That's truly the only possible common ground because religious arguments ultimately are the quintessential example of the appeal to authority fallacy, and there's even disagreement about what the authority says, as people have different interpretations of holy documents. I know many of you are religious and might hold certain political views for religious reasons, and I'm not going to tell you to stop doing that. That's clearly your prerogative, but the fact is that you simply cannot invoke religion to justify your political view to a non-religious person. Everyone agrees that facts and logic are necessary, but not everyone views religion as an authority. As a result, religious arguments, not all based on pure facts and logic, cannot be involved with the political sphere. Now, that being said, religious people certainly can invoke religion when debating another religious person. You can argue with a fellow Christian about what the Bible says. All I'm saying is that quoting the Bible means nothing to someone who gives the Bible no value. Ben Shapiro, popular Republican figure, holds a similar stance. Shapiro is deeply religious, as he is an Orthodox Jewish individual. However, he argues that religion and politics should not interact, and one should not invoke religion to support their position against a non-religious individual. Before I get comments that I always quote Shapiro, note that I consistently do because he has rapidly increased in popularity to the point where he's almost a thought leader for Republican citizens. He sees things, at least on this issue, from what I deem a fair perspective, and we should agree that secular arguments should be the universal tools in debate. Debating religious interpretation against another religious person is fine, but you need to realize that against a non-religious person, you must use facts based on the material world. Thanks for watching.